So yesterday I pointed out that somebody had changed 1122 King Road to Wawawai Park. And it was obviously somebody's joke attempt, a sick joke, but a joke attempt nonetheless. And I noticed some content creators today that were trying to read way more into it than what is there. They were actually trying to say that they think that the University of Idaho or the FBI were who was changing these maps in an effort to try to convict Bryan Kohberger. It's not that deep. Google Maps is like Wikipedia. Anybody can go in and make edits. Now, Google says it will screen your request, but I've found that they're not very particular about it. Neither is Wikipedia, actually, because I've gone in and changed people's Wikipedia profiles. But I have never gone in and changed the maps, but I just know from other people that they don't screen it very much. So it's not a surprise that somebody went in there and changed the King Roadhouse to Wawawai Park. It doesn't have to be a government official. It doesn't have to be anything like that. These maps are not locked down. They're not some sacred thing. So I did have somebody reach out and ask me if I could post a video showing how you can go in and make edits on Google Maps. So I started out by typing in 1122 King Road and having it take me to the house. And if you notice, it is showing it's been changed back. So it's showing 1122 King Road. Now, if you'll see on this screen, it says suggest an edit and add a missing place. That's where you go in to change something on a map. So I told it to add a place because we would be adding that back as Wawawai Park. So I typed in the place name because that's required. And then you can pick from a category. So it would be park. And then you put the address in. So 1122 King Road, that actually fills it in for you based on where you had it. And you could put located within, but I started rethinking that because I think that's if it's a business located in like a mall or an office building. So I didn't want to fill that out, but I decided not to hit submit because I don't want to change this back to Wawawai Park. Obviously, they've gotten it changed back, so I don't want to do that again. But if you notice when I drag the map to position the marker, it pops up saying not Wawawai Park. So I've made that big so you can see it. It looks like somebody changed it to not Wawawai Park also. So I went back out to that screen again where you can suggest an edit. And I played around with the map again because it's not showing the not Wawawai Park and it's also not showing Wawawai Park. But when I clicked up at the top at parks, there's a real quick flash where it shows up as Wawawai Park. Here it is slowed down so you can see it. Here's a screenshot of it. It's just kind of crazy. It seems like maybe Google's got something going on in the background because of all the requests that they may be getting to change it back. Now, when you zoom out again, you don't see that Wawawai Park label at all, nor do you see the not Wawawai Park label. And when you scroll down through the parks in the area of King Road, it doesn't show it listed as one of the parks. But it was weird because when I was playing around with the menu again, I accidentally hit on fix an address. I was more just playing around and didn't really mean to hit it, but when I told it to fix an address, guess what pops up again? Wawawai Park. So there's definitely some glitch going on with Google, and I really believe they've got so many people sending requests in to get that address fixed. Or not to fix the address, but just to get that Wawawai Park removed off of there. So I got back out of that, told it to discard, but it's so weird that it's showing Wawawai Park when you go into that feature. And I played around with a few more things. Thought maybe I could send them feedback, but I was like, no, there's got to be other spots on this site where I can get this changed. So I then decided to search for Wawawai Park and typed in Moscow since people had moved it there basically on the maps, and it was basically kind of not finding it, and then it took me to the correct Wawawai Park. But if you notice, there's still Wawawai Park listed on King Road, and now it says not Wawawai Park again, and it says it's closed permanently. So I thought I would play around with those edits and see. You can tell it that it's reopened, that it's temporarily closed, that it doesn't exist here, that's a duplicate of another place, moved to a new location, or other. I told it this place doesn't exist, and then it said to add photos, but I was like, do I really need to add photos? So I kind of waffled around about that a little bit, and I didn't hit submit. I decided to hit duplicate of another place, since it is a duplicate of the real Wawawai Park. So it says this place is a duplicate. You're suggesting that maps remove, not Wawawai Park. The options didn't match, so I told it none of above and hit OK. And apparently they give you points when you make changes to maps. Crazy. Then I went back out and decided I was going to tell it that this place does not exist. So I decided to click on that again. Sorry that this is taking so long. And I hit send and it gave me 5 points again. So I told it doesn't exist. Now about 5:18 p.m. I did receive an email saying that my edit to Not Wawawai Park was published. So they accepted me saying that the place does not exist and said that that was going to be published. So after I got that email, I decided I would go back and look and see if they had made any changes. And I typed in the Wawawai Park at the King Road address, and it still came up as a location, but if you noticed, all of the data is gone. So before, there used to be data underneath directions where it says about data sources, and you could make an edit. That's where that page was to go in and change things. That's all gone. It's blank white there. So you could not go in and make any edit to that listing of Wawawai Park at King Road. So that tells me that Google was definitely working on the publishing. And I believe it's now fixed, because when I type in Wawawai Park and it brings up that King Road one, the second one down, when I click on that, it brings me to the correct location of the park now. It doesn't bring me to King Road anymore. Now it is still blank underneath there, under that King Road address, but when I put in the correct address for Wawawai Park, then it has all of the information. So it looks like Google has gotten this taken care of from everybody that was trying to get it edited back. And as you can see, the suggest an edit screen comes up again, and I do not recommend that people do this, because it is really an asshole move to change the house to Wawawai Park. Whoever did that, it wasn't funny. I don't care if they think it's funny, it wasn't funny.